Pleased to be here to welcome you to what's become a new tradition here at Monomoy Regional High School. And it's always wonderful to see and give recognition to some of the best and brightest stars we have in the building. I'm very pleased to host this event. There's been a lot of time and planning that's gone into this. I want to give a special thanks to Katie Kelly, Mr. Burkhead's assistant, who was integral in the planning of this event. Thank you, Katie. I'd like to take a moment to welcome all the students and parents that we have here today, and also members of the school committee. I see Dr. Blanchard in attendance. Thank you for being here, Dr. Blanchard. We have a very tight schedule today with a lot of exciting awards to hand out. We did flip-flop the order of events today, as you can tell. So what we'll be doing today is going over the basic program of events. If you don't have a program, we do have them on either side of, or at least near Ms. Terenzi over there, just so that you're able to follow along with the itinerary. After we finish the award portion of today, we're going to do a quick run through the program, AP program, to give you some information about that. And then from here, we'll take it into the cafeteria to celebrate the excellence that our students have achieved. This is kind of a 2-for-1 in the sense that we're recognizing students for their achievements, but it's also going to be to serve as a springboard for the AP program this year, culminating with the AP exams in the spring. So thank you all for your attendance. I'd like to turn over the event at this point to Mr. Burkhead, who will give us some opening announcements. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everybody. Can the folks in the back hear me? Okay, thank you. I do have a little raspy voice this morning. It's typically on Monday after yelling at my TV for when the Patriots don't do as well as I want. Since they didn't play, there's no excuse. Coming on, but I'll make it through. Thank you all very much for coming today. Our second annual Breakfast of Excellence. We talk a lot here about greatness, being a great school, being an excellent school, but we also spend a lot of time in defining what that is. Any school can say, oh, we're great, or we're going to try to be the best school. And it's days like this that we actually define what that means, and we celebrate the students, the teachers, and you, the parents and community members, on all the great things happening at our school. And as you see this year, some of you were here last year, we've tried to formalize it. We have some new traditions that we're going to start today that will be unveiled behind these coverings that will also bring to light when you enter our building for years to come, that these are the pioneers, these students here and the students last year that we always want to strive for and recognize. I want to briefly direct your attention to the second page of the program, where there's a quote from Aristotle that says, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. At Monomoy Regional High School, we regularly talk about excellence and greatness, specifically identifying examples of this in our daily work. Today, we celebrate excellence in our school through the specific accomplishments of our dedicated, committed, and hardworking students. Achieving excellence at Monomoy Regional High School is challenging. The students here today have pushed themselves, made sacrifices, and have taken risks. We encourage and praise you for all you are doing. These are the qualities that ultimately lead to success. Excellence at Monomoy Regional High School is a true team effort. It includes the hard work of our teachers and instructional assistants who spend countless hours providing high-quality curriculum to our students, pushing them and supporting them. Our parents are our students' first and primary teachers, developing the core values in our students that encourage pride in their learning. Our staff, including our coaches, administrative assistants, custodians, cafeteria staff, and bus drivers, all play an integral role in our students' success by setting a positive tone and healthy culture through their modeling of the highest level of professionalism in their daily work. This is what creates the thriving and supportive culture here at Monomoy High School. Our school and central administration have set high expectations. Town leaders and community at large make consistent decisions that reflect their desire to make our school the best in the state of Massachusetts. For that, we thank you. A true team effort. Today we celebrate the students who remind us of what excellent is here at Monomoy Regional High School. Congratulations. I would like to thank our special guest today, Mr. and Mrs. Westgate, who will be presenting later for the work that the foundation does here at the school and a celebration of a beautiful historic map that we'll all get to see today in our building. And finally, I want to thank Mr. Bennett, our guidance team, staff, administration. Mr. Bennett spent a lot of time organizing this event, collecting the data. The AP presentation that you'll see afterwards today is a clear statement with numbers that our program is on the rise and we're achieving success in one short year with our program of studies and our AP classes. But there's a ton of work that went into this, and the credit needs to go to Mr. Bennett for organizing this. And I also want to thank my assistant, Ms. Kelly, who produced the beautiful and creative side of this presentation. So team effort for everybody. Congratulations, kids. Great to see you here bright and early this morning to be acknowledged. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Burkett. Up next, presenting the perfect MCAS scores from 2015, which will be prominently displayed on a plaque for years to come, and we'll continue to add to that as long as MCAS continues to be the assessment we use in the state of Massachusetts. So for perfect MCAS scores 2015, I'd like to welcome our assistant principal, Ms. Janie Girolamo, to the podium.
Good morning. Thank you very much. It gives me great pleasure to honor our students who have achieved perfect MCAS scores. A perfect MCAS score is 280. We are honoring 6 students with perfect MCAS scores from 2014 and 2 students with perfect MCAS scores from 2015. Content areas across all subjects, we have perfect scores in ELA, math, and biology. Our 2014 students with perfect MCAS scores are Kristen Siegel, biology, 10th grade, Catriona Katie Barr, ELA, 10th grade, Taylor Morris, math, 8th grade, Lucy Ryan, ELA and math, 8th grade, Sarah Simpson, ELA, 10th grade, Isaiah Stafford, math, 8th grade. And for 2015, Maya Archambault, math, 8th grade, and Jack Watson, math, 10th grade. Congratulations. This will be displayed prominently somewhere in the auditorium in a prominent location, and every year we will add the additional perfect MCAS score honorees to this plaque. So when we're done with the ceremony, feel free to come up and just the plaque, find your name. It's a fabulous honor, beautiful plaque, and it will be here for all to see. Congratulations, everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Girolamo. Up next to present the Adams Scholarships for 2015, Mr. Richard Gifford, Director of Guidance.
Not sure what I just touched. Well, good morning, everyone. It's my pleasure to present the John and Abigail Adams Awards. I'm going to read to you an excerpt from the letter that each student will be receiving. This letter comes from the Commissioner of Elementary and Secondary Education, Dr. Mitchell Chester, James Pazer, who is the Secretary of Education, and Dr. Carlos Santiago, who is the Commissioner of Higher Education. Congratulations! Based on your high academic achievement on the MCAS exams, you have qualified to receive a 4-year John and Abigail Adams Scholarship upon your acceptance to a participating Massachusetts Public Institution of Higher Education, including the 4 undergraduate campuses of the University of Massachusetts, 8 state universities, and all 15 community colleges. The exact amount of your Adams Scholarship will depend on the institution in which you enroll, but for full-time, in-state students, it currently averages at UMass a credit of $1,575 per year towards total student charges. At the state universities, a credit of $1,036 per year towards total student charges. And at the community colleges, a credit of $740 per year towards total student charges. Congratulations again, and best wishes for your continued success in college and beyond. You have made your community and the Commonwealth of Massachusetts very proud. Sincerely, James Pazer, Secretary of Education, Mr. Chester, Commissioner of Elementary and Secondary Education, and Carlos Santiago, Commissioner of Higher Education. So we have quite a few students who will be receiving this award. It's based on the 10th grade MCAS scores. They're seniors this year, so juniors, you may have to wait your turn. This year's award winners are Katie Barr, Victoria Bissett, Robert Borthwick, Olivia Burke, Patrick Condelli, Evan Eldridge, Grace Fernandez, Marcus Frisbee, Lily Gorman, Cassie Hall, Matt Hall, Cameron Jackson, Chris Jakes, Jen Kime, Charles Kiernan, Andrew Locke, Emily Leifert, Haley Maycomer, Miriam Masad, Edward McGadden, Samantha Minchell, Samantha Moran, Matthew Neeser, Nicholas Norcott, Maggie O'Donnell, Haley Ray, Garrett Sherman, Kristen Siegel, Sarah Simpson, and Jaden Whitehead. Congratulations.
Next up is Ms. Jennifer Police. She will be presenting to you the PSAT NMSQT Commended Scholar Awards.
I think it's important that all those students that were just acknowledged, if you could all stand up, just so we can see who you are. Good morning, everyone. Can everyone hear me okay? Yeah. Wonderful. Okay, not only is the PSAT used as an indicator as to how students may perform at the college level, it's also used as an identifier for students who qualify for National Merit Scholar. We have 3 students who, due to their outstanding PSAT scores, have qualified for the National Merit Scholar winners, and they actually rank across the country among their age peers. So first up is Kristen Siegel. Are you here today? Matthew Neeser. And Katie Barr, who's not here with us today, so I will accept that on her behalf.
Next up will be Mr. Mike Martin, Assistant Principal, and he will be giving out the award for perfect SAT scores, something that we just do not see too often around here.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, parents, guardians, and students. Please excuse my raspy voice. Mr. Burkhead and I were yelling at each other all week. It is my great honor to award the certificate for students achieving a perfect score in the Scholastic Aptitude Test. This achievement is extremely rare and applies to around 2% of testers nationwide. The first student achieved a perfect score of 800 in writing. That is Miss Katie Barr. The second student received a perfect score of 800 in critical reading, and that is Miss Kristen Siegel. So we only had 2 students, so that shows you how rare an accomplishment this is. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. I'd like to introduce Mr. Bennett, who is going to present the AP Scholar Awards. Thank you. So the AP Scholar Awards are broken down into different categories, and there are several different levels of recognition. So let me first start out with the, actually I'll work myself backwards. So the 2015 AP Scholar Award is granted to students who receive scores of 3 or higher on 3 or more AP exams. Some of these students are off to college from last year, and others are here in attendance today. Abigail Burke, David Dalton, Grace Fernandez, Cassie Hall, and Kristen Siegel. Congratulations. Next is the AP Scholar with Honor Award, and this is granted to students who receive an average score of at least 3.25 on all AP exams taken, and scores of 3 or higher on 4 or more of these exams. This is Kaylin Schultz, who is now attending the University of Villanova, I believe. AP Scholar with Distinction. This is the highest award you can receive from AP. This is granted to students who receive an average score of at least 3.5 on all AP exams taken and scores of 3 or higher on 5 or more of these exams. 2 students who are off studying at university, Jessica Wilson and Emily Fissette, qualified, and our own Katie Barr not only earned this award, but actually scored 5 perfect 5 out of 5 on 5 exams. So that was a pretty amazing accomplishment. What I'd like to do before I get into the review of the program is just to take a moment to welcome up an important guest speaker today. And you'll notice the donation Michael Westgate and the Westgate Teachers Fellowship Fund have given to our school, and you'll be able to see that on your way to the cafeteria. So welcome, Mr. Westlake.
Westgate Teachers Fellowship Fund would like to add its congratulations to everyone receiving awards here today, and thank Bill Burkhead for this opportunity. I saw the quote from Aristotle. I'd also like to mention I was reading a book on geography this weekend, and it was fairly common in ancient Greek temples that there be a map for people to see to educate themselves as to their local environment. So we're here today to dedicate the 2 charts that you may have noticed on the wall, on the other side of this wall, which you get a chance to see on your way to breakfast or whenever. It really demonstrates the importance of Monomoy in two respects. Monomoyic, how many of you knew that Monomoyic was the ancient name for this area prior to European settlement? Just a quick raise of hands. Well, I'm glad to broaden that experience. They date back to 9,000 years ago. The map in the hall dates from 1882 and shows the lots that were bought by early settlers in today's Harwich and Chatham from Quasin, one of the leaders of the Wampanoag. The boundaries of today's Monomoy Regional School District happen to almost exactly coincide with the Monomoyic area before settlement. The other important Monomoy feature, of course, is Monomoy Point, and it was kind of the waypoint of commerce up and down the New England coast prior to the Cape Cod Canal and railroads and highways. Nantucket Sound was virtually the I-95 of commerce, that almost all commerce passed by, and up to 11,000 ships a year sailed past Monomoy Point, waiting for the tides to change, waiting for the winds to be favorable. The chart that was used shows the whole New England coast from Cape Charles, Virginia, up to Cape Sable, Nova Scotia. It was put together by George Eldridge, a Chatham chart maker, from his shop right next to the Congregational Church, so there's a real local tie-in there. The chart also features George's Bank, the Great South Channel. Some of you have parents who are fishing. When they go there, you'll get an idea of how far they're going. But in donating these charts, excuse me, the raspy voice seems to be contagious. We hope that Monomoy students and teachers will see where the shoals are and learn to navigate by when the winds are favorable, watching out for which direction is the best one to go and when. So if you do know where they lie, you can better chart your destination. And thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like everybody to refer to page 2 of your program. And we have a lot of students here all at once that we're going to recognize. This is our roster of students who are taking AP courses this year. Each one of these students was invited to be recognized today for that commitment. And if we could just give all of our students who are enrolled in our top level academic classes a round of applause, I think we would all appreciate it. All right, so just going to kind of glide through the slideshow, if you will. And if you have any questions, certainly we can have a chance to discuss those after the event. And please feel welcome to stay around, have some coffee, some breakfast in the cafeteria. We'll actually probably bring all of these in to have there for photo opportunities with your children. Before I get to the slideshow, I would like to model our T-shirt this year. We're going to try to do this as a tradition as well. So the T-shirt every AP student is going to get. This says, I took a bite, and thanks to Mr. Alamo for catching the original typo, which said I took a bit. That wouldn't have been I took a bite out of the AP program 2015, 16, and on the back, I will survive. So every one of you is can pick one of those up in the cafeteria. So just a few things I'd like to give you, to provide some overview for our AP program. These are the course offerings our students have to choose from. You can see we have 91 students participating and over 174 total seats occupied. You can see down below numbers 12 through 14. Those are classes that will be coming down the pike, if you will, as we continue to grow our opportunities here at Monomoy. And one of the goals of our AP program is to make us what we call an AP destination type of school, where students will, from other districts can see how rigorous our offerings are, and perhaps down the road consider us as a potential destination. So the program objectives, AP for all. We believe that all students in our building have the opportunity to take AP classes should they qualify or should they determine that they wish to take that course. Increased offerings, increased time on learning. With the new change in the Bell schedule, we actually have more time on learning for the AP courses. Early access, we're going to try to have more courses offered to students earlier in the 5-year sequence here at Monomoy. And also increased participation in special populations, and recognizing students early by use of the PSAT 8-9, which we administered for the first year. So what these allow us to do is recognize students who are capable of performing well in AP classes who may not have recognized that in their school at this point, but data shows that they do have that ability. Just an idea to give you a little overview of how the program has grown. You do see some data from Harwich and Chatham combined. That data is a little bit harder to come across based on separate schools and operating systems, but you can certainly see the pattern, which is we've grown in respect to number of students, we've grown with respect to number of seats, and we've grown with respect to the number of tests. So those are all very good indicators of program growth, and our students deserve a lot of credit for that. So you can see the actual data points there and gives you a sense of growth. Also, we need to recognize how our high school is performing against other high schools in the state and also globally, because AP is a global program. And you can see by the indicators, blue is Monomoy. We have, with the exception of one year, we have eclipsed both the state level and the global level. Also recognizing that Massachusetts is the strongest state for public education. So that speaks even better to our performance. Just going to go through these. We celebrated these students earlier today. So there are a few barriers to growing the program. These will change and fluctuate each year. However, we work hard as a school and a district to overcome whatever barriers might be in our way. I'd like to also just kind of show off our banner here. We were recognized for growth by the AP program, which again speaks well to Monomoy Regional becoming a prime destination or a school that is really going to focus on top-tier academics. So part of the, I mentioned earlier that this kind of a 2-for-1 where we're celebrating the excellence of awards in the past, but also looking forward to this spring's exams. The exam fees for each exam are $92. There are fee reductions, usually which are based on the receipt of school free or reduced lunch. And we do have to pay for unused exams. So for that reason, the expectation is that all of our students take the AP exam. It's the culmination activity for the class, and students can also receive college credit from various institutions. We firmly believe that this is an integral component of the class, culminating with the AP exam. This is the AP exam schedule. It's never too early to begin planning for when your exams are going to be. This just gives you a shot of week 1. It's a 2-week exam process. So just to give you a little preview of where things are going to line up, this would be week 2. So just about every day we'll have students that are sitting for AP exams the first 2 weeks of May. So some of the things that we've looked at over our first 2 years here and working in conjunction with Mr. Burkhead and several of my contemporaries who also are AP coordinators. Some of the things that we've introduced that have helped grow the program. One is an open enrollment, which is kind of allowing students, even if not recommended for the course, to apply through a waiver to be able to take an AP course. That has certainly boosted our numbers. We're going to be bringing in new course offerings, hopefully, depending on signups and teacher training, but we're looking at AP Computer Science, AP Chemistry, and AP Physics down the line. We have tried a few pilot courses, which will become AP courses next year, both in French and in Latin. The AP Fall Kickoff Breakfast, that's where we are today. You'll see the invitation you received home was actually talking about collecting fees earlier for the AP exams. One of the frustrations we've had since I've been coordinating is having all the money come in on test day. It really bogs the whole process down. So taking advice from another AP coordinator, we're going to try to collect those monies sooner than later. We'll do an AP pre-administration for all testers. We'll also have another get-together just prior to the exams for breakfast so we can have everybody ready to launch off on the right foot for their exams. Some of this we've already covered. The administration of the PSAT 8-9 and letters will be sent home to students that have AP potential. One of the things that Mr. Gifford has been looking into with Dr. Blanchard is the AP Capstone Diploma. We'd really like to consider this down the line. It's almost the equivalency or thereof to the IB Diploma, where it's a much more rigorous course of study. You have to take a certain amount of AP courses during high school in select areas, and it would give the student kind of a higher level diploma. So we're working on bringing that to Monomoy as well. You did receive an invitation to today's event that has asked for payment for the exams. I've kind of gone back and forth with this, and I've had some feedback from parents, so I would like to change this a little bit. It was published as December 1st, where we would be looking for all monies. I did have several folks just bring up the idea that maybe you want to push that back beyond the holiday. I certainly am willing to do that. So the date that we're now looking at would be February 1st. There will be a number of advertisements that go out to remind you for that. And again, the rationale for collecting the monies early is so that we can really focus on test preparation as we approach the exam dates. And that's last year's photo of our breakfast. As we continue to grow the program, we should have more and more students participating. It is a little bit difficult to get everyone here on a morning, Monday morning of Thanksgiving week. Those AP students who were not recognized with other awards this morning, I really appreciate your attendance here. This is an event for all AP students in addition to all award winners, so I just want to stress that. I'm very fortunate to have emceed today's event. I hope you enjoyed it. It was pretty exciting to see all the wonderful things our students are able to accomplish. We truly have a special group of students we're able to work with here, and I would be remiss if I did not thank the teachers in attendance. I do see a few of them probably who have prep first period. They're here with us, so again, thank you for all of your support of our students, and I look forward to seeing you next year at this event as well. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.